Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kirbside Network presents Lord of the Rings, the Prince of Shadows. Welcome, everyone. We are ecstatic to be bringing you this game. It is a lore that's near and dear to all of these players' hearts, and we cannot thank everyone enough for their support. This is episode 1 for this new game that's we're kicking things off tonight. But before we get started, as always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitch. We are live on everything right now. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. So please follow our social media. It means the world to us. The love and support is what we do this for. Of course, shout out to our sponsors, Raise Energy, available at repsports.com. You know, it's a Friday night. We've all had a day of work. You need some energy. So why not pick up a wonderful can of Raise Energy at repsports.com. They are one of the best energy drinks out there. I love their flavors. I'm also pensioned to their pre-workouts. It's so good. The Broken Arrow just hits right. So use the promo code Kirbside8 at checkout for a special little discount. And when you're gaming with your friends, when you're traveling across Middle Earth, you need a snack. So shout out to our friends at jerky.pro with all their wonderful flavors, with all their different kind of meats that they offer. So go get you a little gaming snack, jerky.pro. Use the promo code Kirbside8 at checkout. Of course, all our partners here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We've got Collected Comics and Games, and there are 2 locations in Fort Worth and Keller. I mean, they helped us with dice for this. They helped us with the books for this. So go check them out. Give them your business. They've got games, comics, dice, minis. It's hard to say what they don't have. And of course, our dice sponsors, ST-Way Games. Shout out to them. I know we've not streamed recently, but Jason and his family just had a baby a few months ago. So, you know, they're having a wonderful time, and they have provided us with some wonderful dice and some wonderful little apparels. So, ST-Way Gaming, go check them out. Go get yourself some new dice. It's a new year for Kirbside, so you need new dice. Jason's got so many assortments to choose from. So go give him your business. And with that, Tim, take it away.
Okay. First of all, everybody, welcome, viewers and players. Just as a little preface, a little forward here. The game that we're playing is based off of Lord of the Rings 5e, and the only thing that we've done differently is that we're going to be starting at a different place in the Tolkien timeline. Um, and I personally love this lore, the original text, the original work of Tolkien is near and dear for me. So this is exciting for me to run this and to tell some fun stories with my friends here. And I am going to be trying to stay to the written Tolkien lore as much as possible. I will be referencing the movies frequently because I like them. But as far as the timeline and the events that transpired, we are going to be sticking to the written Tolkien lore as much as possible. And of course, I'm taking liberties since I've chosen a little further in the timeline. I'm kind of using some artistic license and adding characters and such. So I hope everybody enjoys it. Now, let's set the stage on how we got here, and let's begin, shall we?
Let us.
You hear elven whispers. I do not know Elven personally, so you will get the translations. And anytime you hear a language such as Black Speech, Elven, it will be translated. So here we go. The world has changed. I feel it in the water, and I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that was is now lost, for none now live who remember it. It began with the forging of the great rings. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. The doom of all free peoples of Middle-earth as it was inscribed on the 1 ring. It was in this ring the Dark Lord Sauron poured his cruelty, his malice, and will to dominate. 1 ring to rule them all. Years ago, upon the original defeat of Sauron, the 1 ring passed to Isildur, king of Gondor, until, inevitably, it betrayed him to his death. For the ring had a will of its own. And for 2,500 years, the ring was lost. until chance came it was ensnared by a new bearer, one that even killed for it. The creature golem took it deep into the tunnels of the Misty Mountains, and there it consumed him, and for 500 years it poisoned his mind. But the will of the ring was thwarted for once, for something happened that the ring did not intend. It was picked up by the most unlikely creature imaginable, a hobbit, Bilbo Baggins of the Shire. As we would soon find out, the actions of hobbits would rule the fate of many. Bilbo benefited greatly from the power of the One Ring on his adventures and exploits, and in keeping it, it granted him unnatural long life. In spite of his remarkable resilience to the evil of this ring, eventually the ring had to be passed to his nephew, Frodo. And it is his story of this hobbit and his 9 companions who set out from Rivendell to destroy the One Ring. The creature Gollum hounded Frodo and his companions all the way to Mount Doom itself, even turning Frodo's weakened will against one of his most trusted companions, Samwise Gamgee. But it was in this moment when all hope had faded, when the brave hobbits ventured into the heart of Mount Doom, the one and only place the ring could be unmade, and thus the ring was cast into the heart of Mordor and destroyed. Sauron, the enemy of the free peoples of Middle-earth, was defeated. After this, Frodo and his hobbit companions defeated Saruman during the Scouring of the Shire and the Battle of Bywater. Thus ended the War of the Ring. In the following years, the ring bearers sailed to Valinor, and a new age of Middle-earth began. And that is where we're going to begin our story. It is now, currently, the 6th year of the Fourth Age. We turn our attention to a festival taking place on November 3rd to celebrate the victory of the free peoples of Middle-earth and the end of the War of the Ring. We focus on the very small town of Brie for just basic knowledge. It is the chief village of the Brie land. A town, yes. Smaller hamlets surround it. It is predominantly men and hobbits who inhabit this land. Pretty much a stop on the roads, a place to find rest, food, bedding. But on this particular day, they're holding a festival to celebrate the 6-year anniversary of the end of the War of the Ring. Music, food, laughter, dancing, merriment, and a whole lot of drinking. This is what all of you hear. And this is why all of you are here. I would like to take a moment now and give you each an opportunity to explain how you got here. You can divulge as much as you wish or as little as you wish, but I want to give each of you, each in turn, an opportunity to present your character and explain them a little bit and explain how you got here. And we will pick up the game from there. Let's start with Bowen.
All right. Well, Bowen is a dwarf. He is a little bit taller than most dwarves, at a whopping 4'11". But he does not have quite a full beard. He is still relatively young for a dwarf. His beard only goes to about here, and he has a very long, almost Hateful Eight style mustache. It's out to here. He has traveled with a handful of companions from his home, about three other dwarves. They have been sent by the Dwarven Kingdom as just representation, much like any festival that you'd see in a capital city in real life. The delegation from this country is here, and he is just one of four here to enjoy the festival and represent his people. But much like any story that starts with bone, he is drinking heavily. He and his four dwarven friends have found a tavern, and he has found himself about 3 pints in.
If that is the case, you are in the town of Brie, the most popular hotspot and tavern to find a good mug of ale is in fact the Inn of the Prancing Pony.
Oh, he is in fact inside, cheering to his friends, only arriving that morning. Boys, as always, to the glory of the Dwarven Kingdom, and may these pints never run out.
Aye, and the clanking of the mugs, and half of the mail in these mugs kind of spatters over the table and over, and the smell of ale just perforates your senses. You're about 3 rounds in, so you've been at this for a while.
Yes.
So since you are starting in a specific spot, let's do a thing, shall we?
Yes, let us.
You'd always put all the bookmarks exactly where you want them. So, here we go. I think, give me just a basic perception check, Bowen.
Okay. Basic perception. 12. That is a 17.
17. Nice. That is the first roll of the game, by the way.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So you notice a couple things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Nope, I'm good. Sorry, I have special rules when it comes to my perception, but it's only for certain cases. But I'm good.
All right.
17.
Okay. You got it. There's rarely a quiet evening at the Prancing Pony. It is one of the busiest places in Brie. If Brie has a hot spot, this is it. This is an excellent place to hear of tales, songs, information, rumors abroad. This is a good place to be when just trying to get a lay of the land. There are many conversations that are just, it's just the clatter of kitchen and dozens of conversations all happening at the same time, and you just have that as ambient noise. If you don't mind, Bowen, roll me a d12.
Okay. I never get to roll a d12. Okay.
I know, it's fun, right?
An 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay. Of the conversations going on, one kind of catches your ear. Mm-hmm. And it's because this group you saw them drinking when your party came in. It is a group of it's three very unkept men, unshaven, kind of, the way Aragorn looks in every scene he's ever in. like they haven't bathed in days.
Men of the land, the common clay.
Yeah, the common clay, morons. Yeah, these However, they are drunk, they are unruly, and they are speaking rather loudly, and enough for you to catch what's being said. And you hear one of them goes, "We've been at this for 3 months, and we've never, we've never found this much before." And he kind of like taps the table that they're sitting at unnecessarily hard, like 4 or 5 times, like he's still trying to get their attention. I don't know why people are so afraid of the Barrow Downs. I didn't see any barrows. And we came across the best haul we've ever had. We might not have to work again.
Never have to work again.
That's it.
Interesting. Okay. Very, very intrigued. Bowen starts. Fascinating. Fascinating. He is going to approach the table.
Okay.
And just politely, gentlemen, looks like your drinks are empty. May I buy you around?
Roll me a persuasion.
Okay. Not strong. That is an 11.
The one that was drinking, or the one that was, they were all drinking, the one that was speaking, um, looks at you kind of suspiciously, Bowen, kind of like sizes you up, and then stumbles to stand up. Woo. I don't see how it's any business of yours, dwarf. He kind of spits a little bit as he says it. From what you get, probably not on purpose, but he's kind of slobbering drunk.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
Thought I'd offer some friends a drink. It's fine. And,
Yeah, well, we don't need any. We can afford our own because we're rich. And he shoves you.
can I roll in athletics to basically keep my footing? Almost like to, for a wrestling term, to no-sell his shove.
Yeah, roll me athletics.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Good roll either. 6, 8, 14.
14. Yes. I'll even say that you kind of catch yourself and steady yourself. Maybe you put a hand on like a table or a chair that's like right next to you and you easily right yourself back up. But he's so drunk he doesn't really notice. And it basically comes off to him that he shoved you and you didn't move.
Alright, I can tell when I'm not wanted, friend. You enjoy your drinks.
That's right. You do that. And you stay away. And you see as he does that, he has 2 golden coins in his hand that he rubs together while he's taunting you. I'm gonna give you a moment. Give me one more perception check.
I was gonna ask, can I see what's on these coins? Hey, there we go. That's a good roll right there. 15. Dirty 20.
Woo! Okay. It's only for a brief moment because he basically does it to taunt you and immediately pockets them. But you did get a good look at them. Definitely not, we'll say, if we can use the word minted.
Mm-hmm.
not minted by dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you notice. The coins are ancient, and there is strange script written over them.
Okay.
That's all you got to see.
He'll take that little info, put it in the back of his mind, keep that thought. Be like, interesting. That's not a usual coin one finds. Questions for later. As he
One of
goes,
you. Oh, go ahead.
I
I'm
was just
sorry.
gonna say he goes back to his companions and picks back up his pint.
Um, you see as your companions kind of down their each of their pints, and they both kind of look at you and kind of look back at the table, kind of like a nod of everything all right,
Yeah.
and you notice as one of your companions speaks up and he goes, "I think we ought to go outside. I saw that they had an oiled pig competition out there."
Ah, so you're gonna lose to me again, is what you're saying.
I don't think that you have a chance of catching it.
I don't think
I've
you.
seen you sober, and you've had a few drinks. There's no way.
Challenge accepted. Let us step outside for some fresh air.
Aye.
He will specifically um, pull one of his companions back just a little, being like, "Thanks for asking. Everything's fine. I'll share some info with you later.
All right.
Now, let's go prove this man wrong." And he
All right.
finishes his drink and
So, with that, Bowen, you and your dwarven companions head out to the main, like well, we'll say some of the main thoroughfare and square of Brie, out to where the majority of the festival has been set up. Little like food kiosks, and
oh yeah,
this is where the party's at.
oh yeah.
So, if you don't mind going to our next one, Willow.
Alrighty. Um, so if you happen to catch a glimpse of Willow, she is out carrying a lot of food, as much as she can carry with her little hobbit hands. For height comparison, she is about a foot shorter than that of Bowen. And so all you can really see are the stacks of meat that she's carrying around as she goes, "Here you go. Here you go. Thank you." And she is collecting money to those who are paying for basically what are smoked turkey legs.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, so you're gonna find Bowen soon. Got it. Continue.
Um, so as she's like going around, she's also you can see, if you, like I said, if you can't see her, you just see basically just fiery red hair. There's probably some twigs stuck in there somewhere, and carrying all of this meat. And she is dressed as a hobbit of the Shire in her respectable greens and browns and whatnot. If you're not careful, she kind of blends into the ground. And she, while also selling her wares, is also looking for her horse.
Okay. You're looking for your horse?
Or pony, to be far more accurate.
Correct. Your pony. Yes.
I was going to ask.
Okay. Willow, if you will, let's roll an investigation to see if we can find your pony.
Where in the world is he? I told him not to go far. That will be investigation.
Yes. Because you're looking for something specific. You are
13.
looking for one pony in the middle of the festival.
That's 13.
13. Okay. It does take you a while. It takes you a good 20-30 minutes to kind of like mull your way through the crowd and the noise and the smells, and there's so much going on that kind of grabs your attention. the first thing is just all the aromas from all the different kinds of foods. There's like it seems like there's an entire side of the street that just smells like a bakery, pastries and pies and breads, and it's just wafting through, and it's so distracting.
So while she is smelling the bread, she's going to take a quick look into her pocket and
Yes.
go, I almost have enough. I almost have enough. I just need to sell some more. And she goes
Okay.
about her business.
Okay. Um Eventually you do find your pony, which just remind me, what is the name of your pony?
His name is Will.
Will?
Yes,
Will the pony?
Will the pony.
Uh-huh. Okay. You do find Will. And he's not in the street roaming about. It's you almost miss him, except you do see that there is basically a kiosk set up. That's the word I'm using. For some reason, other words are failing me right now. A kiosk set up, and there are assorted fruits on that kiosk. And in the back of that stall, you see a horse's head, a pony's head, every once in a while pop up and grab an apple and then disappear.
No, I have to pay for that. Oh, can I see if he was like caught?
I'll roll stealth for a pony.
It's not the weirdest roll you've had.
What's the AC of a door again?
What's the HP of a rowboat?
I was gonna say, wasn't that the first episode of Dice Hard? I had to look up the AC of a rowboat.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, believe it or not, nobody notices this pony's head popping up and stealing an apple off of this cart stall. So you have an opportunity here to move that pony away before you're caught and you start a ruckus.
Oh, come on, we got to go. We got to sell some more. Besides, if we sell enough, guess what? We get a special treat. And if we get the special treat, you'll be happy, right? I thought so. So let's go. Besides, there's a lot of hungry folks here, and I have a lot to sell. So she goes on, and she's looking for just anyone who's hungry, looking around. She kind of wants to she wants to scope out who is looking at some really good food, or just who's coming in kind of like first in the entry. To be like one of the first things they see.
Okay. I'm going to let you choose. What kind of role you want to make? I would allow this to be a performance. I would allow this to be persuasion. I would also allow this yeah, I would say performance or persuasion as far as you trying to sell your wares here.
Okay. We're going to go with performance.
Okay.
Question. There should be music playing. Is there music playing?
There is in fact music playing, yes.
I thought so, because I'm like, I have music in my head. So she's dancing to the music, and she's kind of like cueing Will to do the same thing, to do the little horse dancing.
How badly I want to use soundtracks for this game, and I don't think we can. So
alrighty.
Copyright material.
12.
Okay. It is difficult without like a booth or a kiosk setup. It is difficult to kind of bark over the noise of the festival. But you do get a couple customers who are interested. So, with a 12, somebody roll me a D100. Anyone.
I volunteer as tribute.
There you go.
6.
You make 3 gold off of your selling.
Bruh.
It was rough.
We just got to keep trying.
The very music that you were looking for, you kind of started trying to sell near where there was like a bandstand area, and there was a fiddle player that was just playing over you, trying to get people's attention.
Oh boy. Okay. Here, let's see if we can wander a little bit a ways. Let's go to the games.
At that, you do notice there's several games and festival activities that are set up. First thing that you hear people talking about is, in fact, chasing an oiled pig. That is one of the first ones.
Oh, that's perfect. They're gonna work up an appetite. Let's go, Will.
You do hear mention of a few others. You hear someone mention canoe jousting, and you also hear of an archery competition that will take place later in the evening.
Does she know okay, so since the archery is gonna take place later, does she know which is happening first as far as the oil pig and the rowboat?
Yes, it appears that the oiled pig chase is going to be the first festival event that they're going to hold.
Okay, awesome. Okay, perfect. We're gonna go to the oiled pig. Then we go to the boat jousting. Then the archery. They're going to be so hungry. Oh my gosh, let's go.
Okay. So with that, Willow, we are going to, hard pan to a different place in the festival. Agamir.
So, anyone who's watching sees a rather tall man. He's on horseback. He's riding a absolutely stunning mare. Her coat is like a very dark pewter. He is he has strong features, but they're not very harsh. He has long blonde hair that starts in a braid at a gentle widow's peak and just goes straight down his back. His eyes are blue, piercing, except you can't see them because he's currently holding a very large map. And he's letting the horse guide his way, and it's just clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop. It's like, now let's see. To go left at Weathertop, and then straight on. I should be there by now. Plays at Storm Shadow. Where are you? Oh, no, I'm here. Wonderful. Well then, don't need this. He throws the map away. You see his skin is fair and lightly freckled. He has a blue tunic and black riding leathers. He has a green cloak flowing down with the white fur lining around the collar. He's like, now then, let's see. Off to, what was the name of it again? Ah, yes, the Prancing Pony. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
You see, it's an old codger who's got like a sack full of potatoes over his shoulder, and he just, yes?
Pardon me, fine man. Could you direct me to the Prancing Pony, please?
Yes, the Prancing Pony. Go up the street, 2 lefts and a right.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy the festival. He just puffs
Aye.
away, follows the directions. It's like, oh God, I'm finally gonna see it. I'm so excited. This is where it all started. This is where they met. And he just pitches his horse to the post, and he goes in.
Yes.
And he's just like, right there, that was the chair.
Okay.
He says this. full like everyone should know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I just want to say that I don't know about the rest of you, and I don't know if anyone knows the Hunchback, the Disney Hunchback movie. You just gave me Phoebus vibes when he's just looking at a map and you leave town for a few decades and they change everything. Anyway, that was just what triggered in my head.
Chef's
So
kiss.
anyway,
Thank you.
Anyway, yes, you are okay. You make your way to the Inn of the Prancing Pony. Takes you a minute because it's festival foot traffic. There's just hundreds of people here, and your senses are being assaulted by all the sounds and smells. Everything from alcohol and breads and oh gosh, just the food. I'm getting the idea of like you're getting multiple senses of like cinnamon, fruit, ale, and all of those are hitting you at the same time. You make your way to the end of the Prancing Pony. It is lively. It is busy. They can barely keep up with the orders. And as you say these things, nobody seems to take notice of what you're saying.
That's perfect.
You notice, I'll say this, Bagomir, give me a perception check. We are back into the inn. This is interesting.
Well, he's rolling that. Tim, I sent you a message.
You did?
I did.
Okay, thank you. And for the
Not
record,
great.
if you guys do that, please let me know. Sometimes
Yes.
I get lost in the scene.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't want to interrupt. It's something small.
7.
7.
7.
Okay. There's a lot of clatter of basically what I was telling Bowen earlier, kitchen clatter and drunken conversation. And it just drowns out anything that you say, and it's very difficult for you to kind of focus in on any one thing to glean any useful information. However, I am still going to ask you to roll me a d12.
Okay. Which D12 do we want to use? We're going to use this one. 12.
Nice job.
Oh, I'm sorry. 12. Okay, interesting.
That's never good.
Your eyes kind of scour over the whole inn. The only thing that catches your eye is a cloaked old man sitting in the corner by himself. There's a smoking pipeweed, blowing smoke rings, very nondescript. Just looks like an old man cloaked. It's not the one that you saw with the sack of potatoes. Let's go there.
Okay.
This one it's kind of like a rustic red color to that cloak. There's a walking staff kind of leaned against the wall near him, and has a cup in front of him, and it has ale in it, has not been drank, and it is just sitting there smoking.
Okay. So is he the only person smoking right now?
There's a few people who are smoking. Like, definitely that's kind of part of the ambiance of the of the inn right now, is like drinking, smoking, and carousing right now. But
I
yeah,
see.
there's a few people.
But would we say he is probably the most approachable?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
With
looking
that
for an
roll, yeah.
excuse. Okay. So Bagomir just kind of walks up. Pardon me, sir. That looks like a lovely pipe. I happen to have my own here. would you mind if I share a smoke with you?
Feel free.
So he takes a seat and he starts lighting a pipe. And don't smoke, kids. It's awful. Only in universe. So he just starts lighting the pipe and trying to, he's not the greatest smoker. He doesn't have the art of the smoke ring down pat like this gentleman does, but he's giving a good, solid effort.
Just for the fun of it, I'm just looking if I want to do something other than performance for this. Yeah, no, this is going to be a performance.
Okay, let's see if these dice have to go in dice jail soon. I can't math. 15.
15. Okay. So, I'm going to say that you actually, once you get going, you start creating some fairly sizable smoke rings that actually kind of billow out, and you're fairly proficient at it. You kind of surprise yourself a little bit. You're kind of like,
maybe I am finally getting the hang of this.
And the stranger just kind of politely nods, and he hasn't really given you anything to go on. Very stone-faced, kind of a crooked nose. Almost looks like it's been broken once or twice. Do you see as he rolls a natural 20 because the dice tell stories. Okay, how do I want to do this? Oh,
well, okay, I'll just roll a new character.
No. The latest smoke ring that you blow and billow out, you get this perfect ring. And you see he doesn't exhale for a minute. And when he does, you see a small, almost dragon-like serpent kind of slither of smoke. And it goes through the ring that you smoked. Rolled a natural 20.
Man, you have to teach me that.
It could take.
You broke up there. No.
The infamous
The curse.
technical difficulties return. It's not a curbside stream if there's not technical difficulties.
Do we dance
doing
if he
so good.
freezes?
Someday, yes, that is tradition. Is you will dance if I freeze.
Yep, random dance party.
There we go.
The cloaked stranger simply says it might take a while to learn.
Well,
But basically, it's still there, by the way. It's made of smoke, but it's almost like a serpent-like creature with wings. It's almost, if I was trying to describe it, like some of the Chinese dragons.
okay. So Bagamir's just watching this and he says, "Oh, pardon me, sir. Where are my manners? Bagamir, son of Braemir."
You see as he puts his pipe down and kind of crushes a little bit of the inside, and he does eventually offer a hand and shakes it.
What brings you to this wonderful historical place?
I wander from time to time. Well, today's a good day to celebrate, is it not?
Aye, it is. Tell me, good sir, do you care for music?
Indeed. I suggest that all types of music. I enjoy the cultures and the traditions of all folk.
Well, here, I have my lute here. He pulls out his lute, and he just does a little bit of tuning. Do you have any song you'd like to hear?
Yes. I just forgot the name of it. One moment.
Tim didn't think he'd get this far. This
Nope.
musical interlude is brought to you by
There you
ST-Way
go.
Gaming. You need new dice, they've got you covered. ST-Way has a wonderful selection of dice at their website, their Instagram, their Facebook page. Go check them out. Jason's a wonderful guy. And I mean, it's our dice sponsor. Come on. What show doesn't... That's when you know our show's good, because we have an official dice sponsor.
You see, the stranger kind of, for the first time, kind of leans into the light, and you actually see more of their face. And you see very hard lines kind of on the brow. This is a very old man. He's seen a few winters. You now see from before, where you could just see the crooked nose, you see a beard that comes down roughly to his navel. It is...
Impressive.
Yeah, it is a very long, silverish, almost, it's silverish, but that's not the word, I'm sorry, the salt and pepper. There's a little bit of black in there, but most of it is faded to a white, silverish white.
Nice.
And he kind of leans in and says, I have always been very fond of... Sorry, the road goes ever on.
The road goes ever on. I think I know that one. Was sung by Samwise, no?
Among others.
Yes, I'm quite a fan of Samwise and his fellowship. Well,
Do you know
hopefully
who
I
it
can
was
give it a-
written by?
no, I can't say I do.
One of the ring bearers, Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins. You don't say. Well, hopefully I will do it honor and justice. And he tunes a little bit more and then slowly begins to play.
You
We'll-
may
we'll
make
let
a
the-
performance check at your
Yeah.
convenience.
We're gonna let the dice tell the story on that one.
This is excellent.
Oh, are we?
Oh, here we go.
Another 15.
15. Not bad.
Not bad.
And you are, for the reasons that you're in, Brie, and your knowledge of some of the old lore, specifically the lore on the adventures concerning the One Ring, you have played this song before, and you are very familiar with it, and it doesn't take you long for actually a section of the Prancing Pony, of the chatter and clatter to die down and listen to your rendition of this song.
So as he's strumming, he gets very into it, and his eyes close, and he sings the notes sort of liltingly as he goes through them. And there's a point in the song where he seems just on the edge of getting a hair emotional. He reels it in, and he finishes the last note, and he opens his eyes, and he realizes he's got an audience. Oh dear. Sorry to have disturbed your day.
It's no problem. No problem at all. I rather enjoyed the song. By the way, and you see is this cloaked figure for the first time as he kind of steps fully into the light and now stands up to full measure. You see as he grabs the walking staff from leaning from the wall and knocks some of the mud and dirt from his robe, and what looked reddish you see was now more mud and dirt and just the grime of travel, and the robe itself starts to reveal a blue color.
I know who this is, I think,
Ooh.
but Dagamir definitely maybe doesn't. Unless, would there be anything, maybe old lore, riddle?
I was gonna say that would be an old lore.
Okay, okay. Um, I don't think an 8's gonna cut it.
No, it will not.
Woof.
No. So just something on the edge of his memory. It's like a name that was whispered to him once when he was but a babe, and then he's never heard it since then, and he can't quite place it.
The stranger kind of paused a moment for just for that moment of recollection on your part, and he kind of courteously kind of bows to you just slightly and says, enjoy the rest of the festival, friend. I do hope our paths will cross again.
I have a sneaking suspicion they will, sir.
You see as the figure leaves the inn. Give me a perception.
Does anyone
check.
else have a song they'd like? You said another perception check?
Yep, one more, please.
Ooh, okay, that one's slightly better. 6, 3, 9, 10. Oh, I say better. 13.
13. Good enough. Basically, you kind of, your eyes follow this stranger as they leave out the door into the foot traffic of the festival. And it's basically straight out of like a movie where somebody steps in front of a bus, and when the bus passes, the figure's gone. Basically into the crowd and no longer can see a pointy, hatted old man. Just gone.
And Bagomir, he doesn't say this out loud, but he thinks to himself, soon I'll write my own song.
Nice.
Does anyone else have a song they'd like to hear?
And with that, we are going to cut from Bagomir to the last member of our party. And I do not want to say the name incorrectly. Renoir?
I've been going on Renyor.
Renior?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean,
Renior.
put whatever spin on it you need.
Well, I did a French thing with it.
Don't worry,
so
I'm going to call him Renoir the rest of the game.
I didn't mean to do that to you. I was
No,
trying
you're
my
good.
best. So, Renior.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pan to
Although
you.
Renoir does sound kind of better, but I'm already committed, so.
It's just me butchering words. I'm sorry.
So Renyor is he's an elf. He's got very pointed features, ears, nose, jawline. He's a sharp-looking individual in both clothing and physical personality, physical attributes.
Mm-hmm.
He is around 6'2"-ish, brown hair, kind of the general vibe. But he's going to arrive to the festival. Received a note previously, has heard about it. I mean, come on, 6 years. And so he's arriving to the festival. But he's in a drawn carriage. He's not riding up. He chartered a ride. And so he's gonna take his ride into the city square, or and just into the festival and kind of take it all in.
Mm-hmm.
As he's riding in, he's gonna, he's taking a look around, and he thinks to himself, what decorations were a bit derivative of last year. I feel like they could have spiced things up maybe a little bit, but
yeah,
perhaps the Prancing Pony has something in store for him.
They probably had the same people decorating from the year before.
And I mean, it's just you can't afford a couple new ideas. Who am I to judge? I would have personally, Renyor would have done it differently, but he can understand how maybe the Kingdom of Man, the City of Brie, has their own way of doing things, and he's all right with that.
I love it.
And so he is going to kind of roll into town and look for somebody maybe wearing a event coordinator, yellow T-shirt with event coordinator stapled across it. He wants to look for somebody who might have an idea of what's going on here. But he's going, he'll disembark his carriage and flip a silver to the driver.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. And
graciously accepts. So thank you, sir, and enjoy the festival. Yeah.
And now, I mean, he wants to find somebody who might be able to point him in some direction.
Okay. Very, very similar to everybody else. Your senses are just bombarded with all the smells and all the smells of a Ren Fair mixed with a bazaar. all of the smells just all hitting you at the same time, and you see tons of carts and kiosks and everything set up with foods and beverages and some crafts, and it's barely contained bedlam, and it's amazing. And you're familiar with it. It happens every year, and the celebration of the end of the War of the Ring is never taken lightly.
Right.
The people, of Middle Earth, and especially Brie, in this case, when it's time to party, they show out, and it's time to celebrate. You hear close to you, you hear the barkings out of vendors trying to sell their wares and foods, and you see some of the same things that you've sampled and tried in the past years. Give me, are you looking for anything in particular right now, or are you just getting a lay of the land?
Somewhere kind of maybe where people are gathering, but in particular, perhaps, I mean, I heard, generally as tradition, they do that catching the oiled pig thing here. I mean, I'd love to try my hand at it this year.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to find somewhere where I can maybe talk to somebody about organizing such things, but also just, beginning to chat with the people, maybe get a bite to eat, things of that nature.
Okay. I'll say in the short run here, the chasing of the oiled pig event has not started, but you hear the rumblings of everyone kind of like, the excitement is starting to build for the event. It is definitely one of the more entertaining things. It is a tradition. You do hear some people speaking about the canoe jousting, which is in fact a new thing that you're not familiar with, as far as like that might be interesting. That's something new. And of course, as is very customary, at the end of the evening they bring in a archery competition.
Renyor knows about the archery competition.
There you go.
He might have some plans.
Okay. So I will say that you right now you do have some time before the chasing of the oiled pig to get food or just peruse some of the vendors, whatever you're looking for.
Well, in that case, I mean, Renyor particularly peckish.
Okay.
He's gonna start looking around this area, this general, city square that I'm picturing in my head for maybe somebody selling some food, something they've got going on, maybe an inn where you can get a bite to eat. I know they eat such weird things in this place, but he'll do what he can.
Okay. Renoir, I would like you to roll me a d6 Willow. Odds or evens?
Oh boy. Odds.
I got a 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Willow, you have relocated to sell your wares. And you see this figure, Renoir, approach and go right past you. You have a moment to try to,
like try to circumvent him to where I'm in front of him again.
Oh no,
Okay.
pushy saleswoman.
You
worst
could
nightmare.
try.
Or maybe Will can help me out by conveniently getting in the way.
Oh, you're gonna pull the pony like in front of Renoir as he's walking to get his attention.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see that as a contested roll. Okay, for the moment, I'm going to allow it. Renoir, as you are beelining towards a couple of the vendors,
I'm not paying attention. I'm just taking in the sights. I'm like, oh wow, And again, the decorations just are not on. 5 years was a big milestone, and I feel like for 6, they just could not have been bothered to do any more. So that the same thought running through his head.
You're fairly sure there's like a streamer going across the street. You're fairly sure that it's decorated with like multicolored flags, and you're like, I think that was there last year.
Yeah, they just taped over the 5 and put us what? And so these are the thoughts filling his head, and then he kind of snaps back and
as a pony is brought kind of in your walking path, and you see this red-headed hobbit standing in front of you.
I'm sorry about that. Would you be interested?
I will. We got turkey legs on the line. Is that was what we were discussing earlier?
Yes, smoked turkey legs, the equivalent of such.
Got what? What is he about to eat?
Now I'm hungry.
Our concern.
What's the price?
Oh well, you see, you have a bit of a special. 5 silver will get you 1. However, if you get 2, 9.
Yeah, sold, and I'll chip over 9 silver.
Thank you. You've been such a service. By the way, are you going to be participating in the games?
I intend to.
Ooh, you're going to work up a very big appetite, aren't you?
Something of the sort.
Well, I wish thee well. And when you're hungry, come find me. I'll take very good care of you.
I'm gonna kind of step around. I'm just double fisting massive turkey legs, and I'm gonna kind of sidestep the pony, and walk to sidestep, and then right back in the line that I was on, and I'm just gonna keep going there.
I will say, Renoir, just real quick, the turkey legs, you're starting to wonder what turkey these came from, because the size is a little bigger than
Gobble.
Yes.
And I'm gonna just tear into one, and just a sophisticated man with the dichotomy of just absolutely ripping and tearing this turkey leg.
It's a smoky mesquite flavor to it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm just gonna hold the other one. And in that case, if I've already got food, now I'm looking for drink. I'm gonna start heading towards the Prancing Pony. I've heard all the riffraff about it, and this is where the fellowship met, and whatever. It is what it is. It sounds kind of cool, but I know you can get a drink there, and I know that sometimes a sommelier on staff has a nice wine in the back. So I can't stand that dreadful ale they serve there. But
wine at the Prancing Pony. Huh?
This is gonna be.
They keep it in the back for me whenever I come through town.
Ever.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that
Ugh,
bottom
my
shelf.
It's in a crate somewhere in the back of the inventory.
That Mad Warg 2020.
Nah, Meg Ward.
Ugh. You swear you hear like a dwarven voice in the background go, I swear I see vapor trails every time I drink it. Anyway, I'm gonna make that part easy, Renoir. I will say, first of all, give me a perception check if you would.
Ooh. First roll. Yikes. 12?
12. Give me an acrobatics check, please.
Ooh, see that I can do. All right. 2 6s is a critical, correct? I don't know if that was if you get, yeah.
1 second.
Okay.
Yes, I have
Actually,
the book.
literally
check
had
the-
it pulled up.
Check the
Yes.
book.
For those of you who are watching, we are using the modified dice rolling rules,
So
and it is new. So you got it.
yeah,
Or-
technically, if you want to rules as written, it's only during combat. But if we want to house rule that it's outside of combat as well, I don't think that any of us would have a problem with that.
Make it more fun. Dice tell a story.
I'll say for this, yes, because it's just a this isn't like it's not a trap or anything. This is harmless. So
Just a floorboard that's a little bent up.
yes,
Make sure I don't trip when I walk in.
Yes, but instead you haven't quite got to the inn yet. What you
Okay.
have avoided is tripping over a walking staff, and I'm going to, as you see, a very tall, cloaked old man with a crooked nose, with a long salt and pepper beard down to the navel, as described in a previous scene. And excuse me, sir.
No, it's fine. Excuse yourself. I understand. It's a very crowded area.
Indeed. Watch your step, sir.
And then, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
brush it off and keep moving.
Okay. You do make your way to the end of the Prancing Pony. Immediately, similar ambiance as has been described to two of the other players. And you do note a man of Rohan singing songs and entertaining about a third to a fourth of the patrons in the inn. If you would, Renoir, I am really struggling with that, and I apologize.
Man, we're just
Renoir.
whatever you end up saying, that's what we're going with. Okay, everyone can say it differently. I do not care.
Okay.
Adds to the
I
character.
will get better at that, I promise. If you would, give me a perception check.
14?
14, not bad.
Ooh. No, 17. I apologize.
Even better.
I missed a 5 in there.
Okay. If you would, roll me a 1d12.
1d12.
Yes, sir.
Let me find that one real quick. Ugh. Oh, it's a 2.
A 2. That's a new one. Okay. You see the man singing songs for part of the patrons. Drunken conversation and clatter from the kitchens. The one thing that you kind of focus on, you'd notice several of the patrons at a table near you, and they're kind of whispering amongst each other. You can't make out word for word what they're saying, but they keep kind of peering to another corner of the inn and then quickly going back and huddling and whispering. When you look over to where they're referencing, you do see a another hooded man, kind of brown and green, covered in leathers. You see a blade to his side, kind of dirty blonde hair with a scraggly beard, sitting by himself with only a candle at his table to kind of illuminate.
Okay. Well, first I'm going to approach the bar, and if the attendant is there, I presume.
Yes, this is in fact a younger man who approaches you, and you see kind of for as young as you can tell that he is, you do see the hairlines receding, but it's still like a chestnut brown, like a little stubble, but definitely this server at the Inn of the Prancing Pony, kind of standing in for the owner at the moment. Yes, can I help you, sir?
Yes, I was curious what you have in right now that is not an ale.
It's cocked. I have some mead that still remains.
Okay.
Some of the dwarven ale that we had has already been kind of purchased for, I think, imbibement later on in the evening.
And as he says that, I'm going to kind of like peer out into the crowd there, and I mean, I can see Bowen and his posse over there, getting rowdy, and I'll turn back and be like,
I think
can
he's
see
left
that.
already.
Has he? I thought he was still in here drinking.
No, I would have left by then.
Word.
So I would have left before Bagomir arrived. But
Okay.
Instead, you see Bagomir there with a small crowd around him, and he's doing a rather jaunty rendition of "All that is gold does not glitter, not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither, deep roots are not reached by the frost." And it's very disrespectful considering the original tone of the song.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But the crowd is they're clapping along, they're having a good time.
It's like Whiskey Lullaby being done by Muppets.
Bro,
I love it.
Why do I need that? Why do I want that now?
Anyway, sorry. That was a random reference.
I'm going to be sitting here all night. Electric Mayhem
I want
does
that.
Whiskey Lullaby.
Yes.
Continue.
Well, in that case, I will. If meat is all that you have, I'll take your biggest glass, and I'm talking like one of those like comical, like wine glasses that like holds an entire bottle for wine moms to be like, "Oh, just one glass."
Yes.
That kind of deal.
I got you.
Yes. But like
Oh,
way
yeah.
too much mead for a normal person.
Indeed. And I love that you're getting basically like just normal, like mid-shelf mead.
Yeah, it's just it.
But you're putting it in the fanciest glass that he had. And the
It's
funny
all about
part is
status.
nobody's using those glasses, and it's like, yeah, easy enough. And you do, and you get this like
Punch bowl,
chalice.
like
this chalice of mead. And will that be all, sir?
Yes, I believe so.
Very well. Enjoy the evening. And if you need anything, I am at your service.
So Renior is going to turn back where he saw that hooded figure in the corner, and he's going to start heading that way.
I'll have you while you're walking towards the figure. I think that takes place in history in this game. I do believe that would be old lore.
Ooh, I'm proficient. So as before I get there, I'm kind of also analyzing the room. I'm looking for a big, like, rambunctious, like, is there any table that's getting particularly, rowdy or anything like that? Is
Um,
the whole place just
the whole place is pretty rowdy, but like not rowdy in the sense that fights are breaking out
mhm.
everywhere. It's just loud. It's like
So
it's like the most busy restaurant you've ever been to.
right, yeah,
That
just
kind of
people bustling around and just a lot of sounds.
yeah.
As soon as Renyor turned his back, he's already just been going ham on this thing of mead. He's just, just walking and just sipping big old gulps and just walking, big old gulp there, and he's got a, turkey leg in that hand holding the chalice too, and he's got the other turkey leg, and he's just crunching down and then drinking and then crunching down. And as he's walking, he's gonna knock down as much as you will reasonably let me say that he knocks down of that mead, without debuffs. And then around half to 3/4 of the way to the man at the table, sitting over there, he's just gonna walk up to, like, as he's passing by a random table, he's just gonna set down the mead cup, and then just keep walking. And as he's still on his way, somebody, people moving around, dancing, he's gonna tap some guy on the shoulder and just hand him the other turkey leg, and then just no word spoken, just, as he's walking somewhere, he knows what he's about, but he's just doing this as he goes. And then he's going to
Okay.
approach the man at the table with one turkey leg in tow that's already been getting munched on.
Okay. Just for the fun of this, because I like this. For the quick handing off of the
Mhm.
imbibements and the food here, just give me a sleight of hand. It's not going to be high DC, but give me a sleight of hand on this.
Yeah. All right. It's 2 6s and a 5 plus 2. So I can do the math, but if you want me to count it up,
2 6s and a 5 is
Yeah,
17
plus 2, 19.
19. Yeah, okay. With deftness and just as smooth. I'm trying to think of like a movie scene or something to compare it to.
Mhm.
It is just the easiest, like, that trope at a party where you just slip somebody
Like-
a drink in their hand and they just look and go,
Like, as smooth
You
as
know.
James Bond, is walking
Yeah.
through the crowd, grabbing a cocktail off the tray, and
Yep.
then just spin
And-
around somebody else and keep on. I'm just wading through. I tap this guy on the shoulder, and he turns, and I just hold out a turkey leg, and before he even know, it's in his chest before he even knows that he's holding it, and and then turn around and keep it moving. Do that. I'm walking by. There's a table. I just kind of lean over the table and set down this punch bowl that's half empty, full of mead, and just flash a smile and keep going.
okay. And you're headed towards the hooded figure.
Yeah,
in the
that guy that the thing that's drawing my attention in this inn.
Sure. Okay. Well, and what was the roll on that old lore roll?
Oh, the old lore, I believe, was a 17.
17. Okay, you know enough to know simply by the garb and the demeanor and look of this person, looks to be a Northern Ranger.
Okay. And it would be odd for a Northern Ranger to be down this way, perhaps, or
Just
maybe not out of character because he's celebrating the.
not out of character. They often travel extensively.
Okay.
If they have reason to. This one, it just seemed to catch your eye because, like, as is very typical with the Rangers from the North, like, there's an element of suspicion and fear from locals. Because
Okay.
the Northern Rangers are almost considered by some to be, like, just as dangerous as the wild men.
So as I approach, I'm just gonna walk up, and the chair across the table from him, I assume there's one there. I'm gonna grab it and swing it around and sit on it backwards, and then, like, elbows propped up on the table, sitting on the chair,
You
and
Riker
just
hop into
The
the
old
chair.
Riker.
big old bite of turkey leg, mouthful, and be like, "What's the Northern Ranger doing down this way? I know you guys travel, but I haven't seen many of y'all around the festivals the past couple years."
Well, if we have need to be abroad, of course, but today is a good reason as any to be in Brie. Matter of fact, this would be my first time at one of these festivals, so this is a change of pace for me.
I try to make it every year, but ever since the 5th one last year, I think they've peaked. It'll be a couple more years before we see them really bring it back to how it was then. Although I'm excited for the new rowboat jousting. That sounds like something canoe jousting, whatever you'd said, is something I'm excited to see.
Yeah, canoe jousting.
All the while we're talking, I'm just crunching down. I'll be like, and I think it's going to be a very cool event. And I'm just going to like hand the turkey leg across the table and be like, you want to bite?
You just see like a subtle hand gesture of like, no, thank you.
Yes, for yourself.
You seem to be less timid than some of the, and you see as he kind of looks past you, some of the locals.
Well, I'm not necessarily a local.
Where do you hail from, friend?
I hail from. Oh, hang on. Let me get it. I hail from Linden originally, but I don't typically hail from anywhere these days. I'm never in one spot too long.
Then we have something in common. So.
I want to ask him if he's heard anything particularly interesting about the event this year. It's common knowledge that they have this festival in Brie, and it's a big thing for everyone to convene with. But if a Northern Ranger, particularly one that I haven't seen here before, and I would assume it's a big event, I've seen them in previous years. But if I've not seen this guy, and have I maybe seen anybody else that I would, maybe categorize as a Northern Ranger as I've been walking through, or is this guy
this one
looking
has
like
garnered the most? It's as far as what you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
This one kind of garnered the most attention that you've seen. A cloaked figure is not that uncommon of a thing,
right? But this guy drew my eye.
But this one kind of caught your eye, and may very well be just because he looked menacing to some of the drunk locals, but also. I would say with your rolls up to this point, it is reasonable to assume that he wouldn't be here for no reason.
Okay.
Maybe that would be something to question or prod at, but it definitely would seem odd. Odd in that it seems Rangers don't travel abroad without purpose.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
That's as much as I'll say on that.
So, what might bring you to the festival this particular year, if it's your first year in attendance? If ever there was a party to have come to, it was last year's 5th year anniversary celebration. I'm honestly, I feel for the fact that you didn't make it. That sucks for you, man.
Well, I try to take my moments of celebration and respite where I can. Not always given that liberty, but it is very nice and definitely worth it to take a break, take a rest when I can, and see that everything is as it should be and stays nice and peaceful.
Okay. Well, I hear this year with the new run that back. This year with the archery competition, there's certainly going to be something to see.
That does sound interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure it's so. And also the something of a there's talk of an oiled pig and such. I'm seeing what I can find out about such things. I'm very interested in the proposition.
Yes, yeah, I suppose that would be a good source of entertainment. I Well, I hope to see you at the archery competition then. That kind of piqued my interest when I heard of it. And
Yeah.
maybe I can take at least a moment to myself to engage in some of the activities here while I'm not working.
And if you come across me through the celebration, don't be a stranger. You seem more interesting than the lot of the peons around walking around here. So I'll leave you to it, and then I'm just gonna get up, and I've been crunching this turkey leg. There's not much meat left on these bones. I'm gonna get up, and as I'm walking out, I'm just, like looking for a trash can, looking for something. I'm no look like Kareem Skyhook, I'm
Okay.
focused on the exit. I'm just barreling towards it. I'm just
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Okay, so for that, make that a dexterity check right now.
oh yikes! And that just adds straight dex modifier.
Yeah.
Word. Let's see. 12?
12. So you do see like a place where like some of the waste and trash goes, and you go for that Kareem Skyhook,
Mm-hmm.
and it hits the wall and then kind of slowly
Just slides down.
slides down. It does go into the bin, but you definitely made a mess of the wall. But you
So much
looked and
backboard.
just kept going.
Backboard and just keep walking. Never break stride.
Okay. So with that, I was going to basically say that unless any of you had something else that was on your mind, we were going to kind of jump to the first of the events of the festival.
I want this oiled pig so bad, dude.
It's where I'm at. It is 9:45 for me. I think it's a good place to take a break, just for
Yes. Excellent.
just for
actually.
10-15 minutes, whatever
Mhm.
we need.
Yes.
So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll start doing the events.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
We will take a quick break. We will be right back after a short intermission. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being with us. Before we took the break, there was so much engagement in the chat, so many viewers. Thank you so much. We appreciate the love, the support, the interactions on all our social media. We've got Twitch in here, we've got YouTube in here, a couple Facebook messages. So thank you all for watching so far. But with that, we'll pick this right back up. Tim, take it away.
Okay. We're going to jump right into it. As we were talking about before, there are a couple activities and events at the festival that should be entertaining for everybody. The very first one is basically chasing of an oiled pig.
Yes.
The concept of this, very simple. It is a pig. It is slathered in oil, and you have to catch it.
Oh my goodness.
There will be a large pen for multiple people to attempt to chase and catch this pig all at the same time.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
So, are there any members of the party that would wish to be involved in this?
Absolutely. Bowen has been warming up this entire time. Almost as soon as everyone else got into their prancing pony, he's been out getting limbered up. He's doing Hindu squats, just getting ready. He will shed his jacket for the event.
Okay.
While not necessarily involved, Bagomir will have seen, some of the crowd in the inn started to have dwindled. He'll be like, okay, where's everyone going? They're going off to something. Let's go see where the party is. So he'll follow the crowd. Also, small point of order. Did anyone tip him for his playing? Like, did any of the crowd tip Bagomir?
Sorry. Yeah, I just blue screened for a second. Give me an overall performance check.
Okay.
I don't know if your all's brains ever do that. I just
All the time.
17.
All the time.
17. Well done. Somebody roll me a D100.
I got this. Oh, go ahead, Willow.
Let's do this. 23.
Okay. Yeah, Bagomir, you earn 23 gold
Woo!
Nice.
from your performing. It goes very well.
On his way out, he'll pass 5 gold to the bartender. Like, thanks for letting me use your venue. And he'll head out to the scene where everyone's getting set up for the pig oiling, and he sees this dwarf who's just taken out his jacket. It's very cold. I don't understand how he's not freezing. And he's over there doing squats, and Bagomir will just kind of like pop up on one of the fence posts of the pen and stand on it and start playing on his lute, sort of a modified upbeat version of, if anyone's heard it, if not, you can go look it up, the theme from Dragon Roost Isle in Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So Willow is going to go towards the oiled pig event. Going to strategically put herself in a place where it's like, hey, people are going to be entertained watching this. They're going to get themselves pretty hungry. Hello, I have some smoked turkey. Here we go. Here you go. Work them up an appetite.
Okay. There are dozens of people who have volunteered for the event, and you see there's hobbits, dwarves, men. There's one or two, maybe half elves, or one or two elves. Elves are, in fact, actually very rare to run into, especially at this point in the timeline, shall we say. But there's one or two. And okay. Everyone who would like to be involved with the oiled pig chasing event, please roll me initiative.
Yeah. That's also on 3d6, correct?
Yes.
Just about everything
Yes.
is.
Anytime you would roll a d20, you replace it with 3d6.
Oh yeah.
13.
Okay, I got Bowen at 13. Well, all right. Let's do this our normal way. 20 and up. No. 15 to 19. Uh, 10 to 14.
13.
14.
14.
Already one upping you.
Oh, don't you get me started.
Bowen.
Yeah, Bo will take his helmet and his axe. Cousin, hold my things.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the event, like where everything's happening at. Do I perhaps see the little hobbit that I bought turkey legs from with the horse wandering around?
I'd say that she's positioned herself in a place where she can, be one of the first vendors that the participants of the event see.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say not hard to find her at all, actually.
So, as I'm walking to the event, I'm gonna approach her and the horse, and slip my coat off and just lay it over the horse, and reach into my pocket and peel out 5 gold and
Sir,
hand
it's
it
not
to
a
her,
coat rack.
and just say, "If you'd watch that for me real fast." And then I'm just not even. I mean, man, I couldn't be bothered to see what happens to the coat, whether she takes money or not. I'm just, again, I'm sidetracked. I don't have the time of day. I'm just, here you go, coach, right there. I'll be back for that. I have something to attend to real fast. I'm just gonna walk off.
Okay.
That's peculiar.
All right. So believe it or not, when it comes to you guys, this is how I'm going to do the initiative. I've done an initiative for the pig, for you two, and I'll say the crowd of other participants, just so I don't have 30
initiatives.
That's
fair.
So, where? Hello.
We can hear you.
Nope.
Thank you. I
You're good.
lost it.
No worries. You're good. You're good.
As it turns out, the crowd will go first. So immediately you see several dwarves, a couple hobbits, a few men all rush towards the pig. It squeals, but it's startled. They moved first, and they're going to try and go for the pig, and they fail miserably. You see as several of them go diving and trying to tackle the pig, and it basically looks like, if any of you've seen, like, pro football where, like, somebody tried to tackle Saquon Barkley, and, like, a couple of them bash into each other as they try to. One or two of them are diving all over each other. The pig snorts and squeals and scurries out, and none of them have been able to get a decent clutch and hold on the pig. Next is the pig, and it chooses to dash. And you see as it once again, it's an enclosed pen that you guys have here, but it doesn't have all that much to go. So you see as it's running around in circles and squealing. Next up is Renoir. Your go.
So where's the pig in relation to me? About how far is it from where I'm just standing? I haven't moved, haven't done anything. I've got into the arena and I'm standing there and I'm watching. I see all this unfold, and the pig goes where?
I'll say it's 20 feet away.
20 feet away? Cool.
Yeah.
As it's doing its dashing around and all that, I'm just gonna stretch. I'm hitting, one of those.
Oh, the
kind of
Goku.
toe taps, like leaning over, stretching.
Yeah.
Just doing all that. And I'm gonna spend my turn just getting limber.
Okay. So you're using your turn to stretch and prepare.
Just gonna
You're just like, all right,
hang out right there. Like, yeah, I mean, I can see where this is going. None of these guys are. I mean, come on. Y'all saw that performance. I don't have to worry about this. I'm really tortoise and hairing it up over here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stretch it out and use my turn to get ready.
All right. Fair enough. Bowen, it is your turn.
Okay. How you said how close was the pig?
Roughly 20 feet from
20
you guys.
feet? Perfect. All right. I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna charge at this thing just full tilt and try to almost tackle it.
Okay, that's going to be a grapple check.
Okay.
And by the way, you're at a disadvantage with that roll because it's oiled.
Okay. So, a normal strength check or an athletics? Just because I do.
You said you were trying to kind of tackle it, so
Yeah.
I'll give it an athletics on
Okay.
this.
Okay, so disadvantage. Hey, let's go. That is a 21.
Hey.
As
21.
21, very much the opposite of our elven friend. He just sees this dwarf that's a little bit taller than the rest of them, just and just dive at this thing like it owes him money.
Okay. Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah!
So, the crowd of other participants immediately go, and everybody's diving and dodging and trying to get their hands on this thing, and the pig is squealing and slipping out in the mud and the oil, and like it near impossible for anybody to get a grapple on this thing. Renoir, you basically are like, nobody's really showing that they're proficient here. I'm good. And you just kind of Goku stretch and take your time, and you're like, I got this. And in that moment, this dwarf takes off at a full sprint and just dives and tackles this thing and bear hugs it and basically pins this pig, and it is and Bowen, the greased pig, was this a challenge? Wow.
Starts he's like trying to hold the pig up a little bit and looks at his party, just be like, I told you I'd win this time.
Agamir transitions the song into like a little victory jaunt.
There's the groan of disappointment from the other participants, and you just, several dwarves and hobbits just covered in mud and muck, just like this dejected look on their face. There's one or two that are just kind of like lightheartedly clapping for you, but the crowd of onlookers are just, yeah, that was amazing, and you just see a few exchanges of coin amongst them on people who are betting on who might win. You see Bowen, as a couple of your compatriots are going up to a couple people like, pay up.
So as Renior sees all this going on, he's stretching, he's doing all that. He looks up and he sees him dive and grab it, and he just completely unbothered, and is just competition must be over. Well played on his part. Oh, yeah, cat's rolling over my keyboard, bastard. Let it go.
It's amazing. It's amazing how quickly that ended, Renoir.
Yeah. What a I'm going to walk walk over to Bowen, as he's celebrating, and I'm giving just such a, just
Oh, the slow
you can
clap.
you can just see how much I don't mean it, And I'm gonna walk over and just, that was very impressive. I would love to see you perform in any of the other activities today. Might you fancy yourself a bowman, an archer of sorts?
I do fancy myself a bowman at times.
Do you fancy yourself a bowman at this time? Maybe enough to put up some money on it.
Before he does that, and you see Willow trot in the frame, you look like you need to replenish yourself.
I'm gonna turn back to, we see that, I'll turn to Bone and be like, oh, I can't recommend them enough. Fantastic turkey legs. I had 2 whole entire legs to myself earlier. He did not.
And for you,
Do you want to roll deception on that?
I was gonna say, can I roll an insight?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm proficient
You
in
absolutely
insight,
can.
so-
Versus your deception, Renoir.
Yes, sir. Ugh. Um, 13.
Sorry, I'm getting used to the new dice system.
Yeah.
17.
So yeah, Bowen. That there's a hint of. It's not that he's completely lying, but you can tell that like it's truth twisted a little bit. There's something fishy about it.
Gotcha. I'll give him a playful like punch in the arm. Be like, an elf with an appetite. I like him. Maybe not so playful in as far as how much oomph is put behind that.
Can I take earlier how Bowen stood steadfast and didn't get moved? Can I roll 2 move exaggerated? Like, kind of stumble and catch myself, and then at the end there's like 3 foot of space between us now.
So you're gonna oversell?
Yeah, like oversell
That's a
the move.
performance check.
He
Yeah.
wants to
Okay.
oversell the punch.
Ah.
It's performance.
Ooh, do a Mr.
Ooh.
Perfect
That's
spin.
definitely performance.
Right.
Yeah, 9.
That's pro
Yikes.
wrestling. So yeah, you attempt it. It does kind of.
Mm-hmm.
The oversell on the punch is a little late. Like it's not timed well.
That might even be more funny though. He hits me and I just whoa! It's quite the arm you've got on you there. Hate to be on the other end of your weapon, sir.
So Bagomir, he seeing all the showing off, he's going to try to do a flip down from the fence that he's been tightrope walking on. Do I need to do anything for that? Or does it just happen?
Run that by me one more time.
Oh, Bagomir's gonna do a somersault down from the fence that he's been tightrope walking on as he's playing. Do I need to roll something for that, or does it just happen?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
For a somersault, I think.
Acrobatics. Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's not great. That's not great. So that's an 8. So he
Okay.
he goes and his foot gets hung and he just it's like the leg is still up there, and there's like the clank and twang of like a string instrument hitting something that it maybe shouldn't. And he just kind of like untangles his leg and he gets up like unfazed. No one saw that. We're good. And he approaches. He's like, I'll take 1 turkey leg, please.
Will the pony saw it? What kind of reaction would he have?
Will just kind of ducks his head and like averts his gaze.
Bowen very much just like, so he's not gonna reference the fact that he just face planted. Okay.
Thank you. That'll be 5 silver. Thank you.
That's it.
Gladly hand over the silver, and based on Renior, what was your deception roll earlier?
Oh, 13, I think, because Jay beat me on a 17, I
Yeah,
believe.
it was 13.
Okay.
Can I do like I forget the word, historical, going back in time.
Old lore.
Not old lore. Retroactive. That's the word. A
Retroactively.
retroactive insight on that to see if I believed him.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Okay,
give that
all
to
right.
you. Yeah.
Much better. Why couldn't I have rolled this for my acrobatics?
Well, dice tell a story.
Yes. 15. So
15. So yeah, you kind of read that there was it's not an outright lie, but there's something suspicious about it.
knowing that there's some dubiousness around these possibly genetically modified turkey legs, he's gonna take a ginger bite just to make sure that it's not something crazy.
Does Willow notice?
I don't know. Were you trying to stealthily eat?
No. No.
So, you notice it.
Okay. Oh, no reason to be shy. These are the best turkey legs that the prancing pony has to offer.
Bowen will give 5 silver. Like, I'll be the judge of this, and he'll just like the biggest bite he can. He probably catches some bone. Like, that's how big a bite he takes.
I'm gonna lean over to Will. I told you it was a good idea to come out here.
And the horse just kind of the head nods up and down. It's an
While everybody
extremely intelligent horse pony.
is having their turkey legs and buying them all and doing all that, I'm gonna just grab my coat off of the pony, and slide it back on and give him a pat on the back. Thank you. And it completely ignore Willow. I mean, the pony was the one holding the coat. I just paid her for his service. So
At that, Bowen, you feel like an extremely aggressive pat on the back, and several people start coming up around you and like, hey, he caught the pig in like less than a minute. That's one of the fastest captures we've ever seen. And you feel as somebody puts like a laurel over top of you, and it's just all happening immediately in the middle of all of this.
Renior is just gonna kind of mumble to himself. I'm pretty sure 30 or somebody caught it quicker, but whatever.
And also you will in fact get a reward for winning the competition.
Yes,
sir. So
Gloves of pig catching.
yes.
Trying to think.
Okay.
Hold
on.
No, you're good.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm looking something up.
The laurels put on his head, he'll hop up on like a little box so he's, eye height with everyone else. I am the Baron of Boars, the King of Pigs. Long may I reign. As he begins to just continue munching on the turkey leg.
Agamir just hears he hears King of Pigs and he kind of lets that one fly, but then he hears Baron of Boars and he's like, "There's a song there if I try hard enough."
You are presented with a pair of boar hide gloves.
Yes.
If you're curious if these do anything,
I am very curious.
it will, in fact, give you advantage on your grapple checks.
Yes. Oh, this is so dope.
I
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So keep that in mind if you ever want to,
Yeah, no,
suplex an orc or,
I just might.
a bandit.
I just might.
Suplex a wildling, I don't know.
Is Bowen just going to be a pro wrestler when this is all said and done?
Probably.
Probably.
So that did go quicker than I anticipated, but it was fun. We can proceed to the next event.
Oh yeah. What canoe jousting is on the line, dude?
Canoe jousting. That is
I'm
correct.
here. Renyor's not. He doesn't like the water, but
just to explain the rules as far as how we're gonna go, it's one-on-one. It is what it sounds like. You're in a canoe, you'll paddle up, and then the whole point is to knock the other person submerged. Basically to hit them hard enough to where the canoe will flip and they submerge. Because a canoe might be a bit of a stretch. Think of it like a one-person kayak. That's kind of like the size of what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So, is anybody interested in canoe jousting?
Renyor is only interested in participating if he can face off against Bowen.
That will be at random. You don't have say over that.
Okay.
I was gonna say challenge accepted.
Yeah, right.
But I tell you what, if you guys do that, I'll say, since you two are both, let's give me persuasion checks by both of you to see if you can talk the organizer here to have you two face.
Asking the teacher if we can switch group partners to be with your friend.
Yep. You know it.
Oh, that one's cocked.
13.
Oh, I'm bad at math. We said persuasion.
Persuasion, indeed.
14?
14. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad, guys. Yes. The event organizer, which is a male hobbit, kind of like looks at the two of you and just kind of, all right, spirit of the competition's got a hold of you. Okay. He goes, very well. Your name is, and basically takes your names, Bowen, Renoir, and you two will be up first against each other. And that leaves, young lady, your name?
Hello.
Willow against, you, sir.
Bagamir.
Bagamir, son of, well, all right. Very well.
Willow's gonna take the time to put like what she's been carrying on like the bag or the saddle, saddle bag on Will. Hey, do your best and make sure you sell well, okay?
I'm gonna turn to Bowen.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Just real quick, just Bagomir does like calls Storm Shadow over, and he like puts his loot and anything he does not want to get wet on Storm Shadow.
Yes, you got it.
I'm gonna turn to Bowen and extend my hand for a handshake and just say, "Oh, Randolph, quit it! No."
He says Randolph quit.
I'm gonna turn to Bowen and offer him a handshake and say 5 gold.
Bowen's only got 15 silver.
Bowen's only got 15 silver?
Yeah.
Word.
He will
Is this in earshot of Bagomir?
I mean,
I assume you are all right there in the same area.
Bagomir is feeling generous in seeing Bowen's performance earlier. He'll spot Bowen the 5 gold.
I accept, and He'll give you a
Yeah.
very firm handshake.
Right. I'm in. Okay, I'm gonna let the cat out. I'm gonna crack the door real quick.
Okay. Then we'll start with Bagomir and Willow. Basically, how this will go. I'm gonna have both of you roll initiative.
Okay.
So Willow and Bagomir, the initiative will give us who goes first. The way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna make it an athletics check for rowing the canoe, and then make a normal melee attack.
What happens if you have proficiency with water vehicles?
What an odd thing to have proficiency with.
Oh my. Yeah.
Plus,
Proficiency with water vehicles.
+2, I believe.
Plus,
yeah,
there
+2,
you go.
Because that's the proficiency bonus right
Add
now.
+2 to your, I'll say, your initiative, and +2 to any rolls having to do with you being in a canoe.
Got it.
No one told me I was against the water tribe.
Hobbits and water. They sometimes they're proficient. Yes.
I recall a certain two hobbits in a canoe.
Okay.
It's 14 for Bagomir for initiative.
Also 14.
Okay.
What's your
overall dex scores, please?
15.
16?
Bagomir will go first. Okay, Bagomir, give me that athletics roll for just to control the canoe.
Be good.
Right.
4, 5. Bruh, 8.
8. Okay, it's not bad. You didn't.
It's a learning curve.
You didn't natural 1 on it. Okay, so what happens is you do. It does take you some effort, but you do paddle the canoe up towards her. I'm gonna say, with the athletics being that low on that, I'll say that you went like half your movement instead of your normal speed.
Okay.
But she's not in range.
In that case, I will spend an action to ready an action to tip her over whenever she does get in range.
Okay. And by the way, I maybe I didn't give this detail out when I was saying it, but basically, you are going to use the oars as your
jousting tool.
Your actual lance.
Okay.
so to say.
Alrighty. Let's see how we do. Oh boy. Let's see. 15.
Okay, that's for the athletics check.
Yes.
That's good. You move your normal speed up, and you are up to Bagomir. You're within range.
Okay, I'm also gonna ready my action to see if I can hit him upon ready.
So you have that because you have.
Oh, I do? Oh, awesome. Well, I'm gonna.
You were holding an
second
action.
you got in range.
Oh
Bam.
no.
Okay, Bagomir, go ahead and do your regular melee strike, basically.
Would it be possible that this could count as a finesse weapon?
An oar?
Yes.
No.
I figured as much. I had to ask though, okay?
It's a fair ask, but no.
So is it gonna be equivalent to an unarmed strike, but it is armed, isn't four?
It is armed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be, I think, classified as a simple weapon.
Okay. 11? The dice are not my friend right now.
Willow, what's your DC?
My DC is 14.
It misses. So I'll say with an 11, you do strike the canoe, but it doesn't tip or anything. It stays steady.
There.
But you hear the crack of the wood on wood. And...
Going to have to be a little better than that. Wait, hold on. Way too many dice in my hand.
Yep, for
Like-
your strike, Willow.
I'm like, that's a lot of clacking going on. Okay. Let's do some math. We got 13.
Bag
I
of
think.
Does not hit my AC.
Okay.
Okay, so same thing. You strike the side of his canoe, and the wood on wood cracks, but it's steady. You're both upright, and your canoe's in the water.
So
Okay.
then it'll pass to me.
It will. Your
All
turn.
Yeah, we'll just make the attack.
Go ahead.
That's another 11.
That would be another miss.
These dice are going into dice jail.
Try a different combo here.
Sit there and think about what you did.
We've all been there.
I also got an 11.
It's another miss. So basically, as the crowd is looking on, you two are just wailing on each other's canoes, and it's very entertaining.
So we're gonna try one more time.
No.
Why does this always happen to me? I keep rolling the same number over and over and over.
Another 11?
11.
Yeah.
Another
Well,
11.
Crack.
Wow. Getting deacon rolls.
Deacon is going strong.
Okay. Da, da, da. Oh. Hold on. 16.
16. That's a hit. Okay. I'm gonna say, all right. With the hit, Bagomir, you'll get one chance here to save.
Huh?
I'll let you choose whether it's athletics or acrobatics.
They're the same score. Or would it just be a dex saving throw?
I was trying to flavor it, or at least give you an opportunity to flavor it.
Okay. I can work on acrobatics or athletics. Okay. It's a 14.
14 meets.
Okay, so you're Bagomir, the canoe tilts, and you kind of are like, oh, no, 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 and you kind of shift your weight real quick before you upend, and you right yourself back.
All right.
Sorry, I thought you were trying to figure out my AC again. Sorry.
No, you're good. Does that take up my action for the coming turn, or do I still have a turn?
I'm gonna say because you rolled well enough, you still have a turn.
Yes. Right. So we're gonna use these dice now. Well,
12 will not do it.
I gathered.
Willow, your turn.
All right.
You hit him once but good the last time. Let's see.
All right, let's see. Let me scroll back over there. All right. We have 15.
Meets it, so hits.
Hits. All right. I'm going to ask for the same thing, Bagomir, but it's gotten harder.
Sorry, I'm trying to math. 13. Splash.
Bagomir goes upside down into the water. You're not drowning. It's not that deep. You kind of upright yourself and bring yourself back up. But we've all seen that person who is in like a kayak and flips upside down. Like, takes you a minute to kind of get yourself back up, and you're drenched.
Willow's gonna go over and try to help him on her canoe. Is there space?
Oh no, I'm still,
He's still
in my
in his.
canoe.
He's
Yeah.
still in his. He went upside down in the water and he lost.
Bagomir's all smiles. He's like, "Well played, young lady. Well played."
Hi, thank you. Got to keep the family name proud. And she rows back to the shore.
You hear say an old, like in his 50s or somewhere in his 50s hobbit male yell out, "And we have a winner! Willow!" That is the first matchup. We now head to the second one.
Yes.
In a bit.
Bowen and Renoir. You're gonna have to correct me on the name, man. I think I've turned it French through the
Dude,
game.
Renoir works.
It's gotten
Renoir
more
either.
French as you keep
Renoir.
going.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
I apologize.
Whatever you say, I am cool with.
I have-
Okay.
Butchered it. Okay. Bowen, Renoir, could you give me your initiative, please?
Yes.
So as they start going, Bagomir is gone and he's gotten his cloak because he's told it's November. And he puts his cloak on and he grabs his lute. And as they start to row out to each other, he starts playing a lute version of Duel of Fates.
Willow is wringing out like parts of her dress that were wet. Hi, that's a very interesting tune.
Oh, go ahead.
13.
13, 14.
14.
Here we go
Renoir
again.
Yeah.
will go first. So
Actually, that
Renoir,
was y'all's same rolls from
yeah.
last time.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
A 6, a 5, and a 1.
Go ahead and start off with the athletics check for me, please.
So I was gonna ask, is an attack an ability check? I don't know how that would be worded because I
No.
have a special action that can be used on an ability check, and I was curious if an attack roll counted as an ability check or not. I assume an ability check is an athletics or acrobatics,
Right.
athletics, whatever we just
Yeah, no, that's
Word.
that's an ability check. So like the athletics check, you could use this ability.
Yes. Okay.
But
Athletics.
not on the attack itself.
Right. Athletics is a 13.
Okay, good enough.
Oh goodness, no, I'm sorry. Athletics, that's a -1, not a +1.
12?
12.
12.
11.
Yeah, I'm looking at 5. I got a 6, a 5, and a 3. I'm not that bad at math. -1, we got a 13, I think.
Yes.
It's 14 -1, 13. Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently I miscounted on the +1
Numbers.
anyways. Yeah. So 13
Yes.
on athletics.
Okay, 13. That's good enough. You do get your rowboat up to, but not quite in range of Bowen yet.
Okay. That's what I.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
I mean, can I ready an attack action if he gets in range?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I will do that.
Just making sure that you tell me that's what you want to do.
Yes. Yeah. I'll ready an attack action and then.
All right.
Nah, I'm just kind of floating in the water.
Alrighty. Bowen, you're up.
Sorry, 17 on athletics.
Okay, so you're just you're you're chugging along there, and right as you're coming in, Renar's waiting for you with a paddle.
Yep.
And go ahead and make your attack, Renar.
Oh, let's see. An attack. And I'd have you counted as a simple weapon. I have proficiency.
Simple weapon, yeah.
So what am I? Oh, jeez, cat's all over my mouse.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably supposed to be an improvised weapon, but I've committed to simple at this point.
So what do I get bonus wise on that? Because I'm proficient, so I'd add my proficiency bonus. But like, does the ore itself have a property for a plus on attack?
No,
Okay.
Just
14.
14 just hits.
okay.
Cool.
So that hits. Bowen, athletics or acrobatics?
Definitely going to be athletics. That is. Sorry, math. 6, 7. That's another 17.
17.
Jeez.
So easy enough. You do take the strike. You kind of you list a little bit in it, but not as bad. You kind of right yourself immediately, and you come back with your attack.
Yes, I'm going to take a swing. That is 4, 9, 15.
15 hits.
Okay. Same for you, Renor. Give athletics or acrobatics.
We'll go acrobatics. Oh no. 15.
Okay. Meets. You're good. You take your strike, and very similar to Bowen, you take your hit, you list, but you kind of correct yourself almost immediately and kind of right yourself back up, and you're both up in your canoes. And I believe, Renmore, it's your go.
Then I will use my attack action. Oh no. What's the rule on failures? Crit failure?
Oh, yeah.
It's 2 1s, correct?
I believe so, but I want to double check it.
I thought
only
that was just with disadvantage.
If the attack
Okay,
goes-
that also might be the case. But I know at disadvantage you count everything 3 or you don't count anything 3 or less.
the attack just misses regardless there.
Okay, yeah, I mean I didn't get 2 1s. I only have 1, but
Okay.
it's not going to make a difference. I mean, plus proficiency 5, 6, 7, 8 to hit.
But good news is nothing stupid happened, like your ore breaking or anything.
Right.
So you just completely miss.
I would, however, like to use my bonus action as Surge of Vigor. I can use the bonus action, either take the attack, dash, disengage, or dodge, or regain 1d8 plus 2. And I will use that to take the attack action again.
Okay. Okay.
And that doesn't
Using the
look
tricks.
much better. 12 is unfortunate.
Nope.
So one strike completely misses. The next one, you do make contact with his boat, but it no effect. It just
Right.
It absorbs the blow.
All right. I was gonna say if that's all he's got, right?
That's
Action,
it,
bonus
man.
action. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that was action and bonus
Sure.
action.
Bowen, it's your turn.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Can't do that again for once per short or long rest. So
Another attack. Nine, 15.
15 hits.
Okay. The acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
Acrobatics is a 15 again.
Okay.
It was the same roll.
Just so you guys get that, when you take those hits, that DC for saving goes up, but you're still good, Renor. If it happens again, it will be much harder.
Right. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Okay. I've already lost track. That was you attacking him.
It would be his turn.
So it's
when
his
he gets
turn.
back.
Might want to sell some things while we're sitting here.
Oh, you mean like Raise Energy, available at repsports.com, or our wonderful friends here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Collected Comics and Games. You know, every Wednesday is New Comic Day for them. I've been reading the Absolute series in DC. They've got excellent runs right now, and they also provide D&D on Thursday nights and Magic the Gatherings on Fridays. So go check out Collected Comics and Games. Fort Worth and Keller are their two locations. They have a fantastic staff. They have fantastic people there. Don't miss out. It's a wonderful time there. And also, coming up this week, for Kirbside, we are dropping the vlog from our trip to More Phenomenal Expo this past weekend in San Antonio, Texas.
Awesome.
We had some amazing interviews. We had some wonderful folks that we got to talk to and interact with. But the vlog for that, which will include all the interviews, but the vlog for that will be dropping this week. I've been sick, so I did not get a chance to edit it, and I'm very sorry.
And if you're like me and you just can't wait until then, the interviews are live on Instagram.
Yes. All of them are on Instagram, and they are also on the J. Kirby Facebook page.
I just want to add that I'm having a blast with all of this.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Okay, so Renor, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. So I was trying to make it through that combat interaction.
You're good.
All right. I'm gonna take another attack. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks better. 17.
That'll hit.
Athletics, acrobatics check, Bowen.
Athletics. 13.
13. You're good.
Okay. That was not a good roll. So okay. One more attack. This probably be. Let's hope this is my last. 14.
Beats it.
Yes. Let's go.
All right. The
Oh no.
choice save, acrobatics, athletics.
Okay. Would you count this as an ability check?
It's a save, not
It's
a
a
check.
save. Damn it. Ah.
Well, no, I'm asking. No, because I'm asking for an athletics or yeah, it's a check because I specifically said athletics or acrobatics. So yes, I'll let you use it.
Elven skill. If I'm not miserable and I make an ability check that allows me to add my proficiency bonus,
Yes.
I can obtain a magical success. I may do so 2 times per long rest.
And so you do.
And I am proficient in acrobatics. I will like to take a magical success.
And so you do.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Man, I imagine we'll get a longer short rest before whatever adventure we set out on. I'm going to using the tools in the toolbox, all right? I'm going to make an attack again.
Okay.
16.
16 hits.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. Athletics. $19.
Oh,
Yes, you save.
devastating.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bowen's still in it.
I was hoping to end it there.
Oh, we're,
Yeah.
we're duking this out.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're trading blows.
Your turn, Bowen.
16.
16 hits. Acrobatics.
Yep.
Oh no. It's no. Womp womp. All right. 13.
That's a fail.
Yep.
Renor, as and this was an epic battle as the oars were flying, and you even using a little bit of your elven magic to right yourself on the last one, and you're like, I'm good. You make a swing and it doesn't connect, and then he comes and you upend, you go under, you come back, and Bowen has won this round of the canoe joust.
Aye, that was mighty interesting.
Once again, you hear the Hobbit announcing everything. It goes, and Bowen is the winner. You're given a moment to rest because there's a couple other matches that are happening. One in particular catches your eye, Bowen. It is the drunken, disorderly gentleman from the Prancing Pony from earlier.
Yes.
Flash forward, though. Bowen and Willow, you're up.
Oh.
Best of luck to you.
Willow takes a moment to she did this before, but she fixed her clothes, but she's gonna tie her dress around her legs to make them look more like pants before she gets into the canoe again. Best of luck to you.
Good luck to you as well.
Get inside the canoe.
Okay. Initiative, please.
All right.
That is a 9.
About to say, why don't you go? 14.
Well, Willow will go first. What do you choose to do, Willow?
I'm gonna move up so I can get into position.
Okay. Give me an athletics check for just controlling the canoe.
All right.
Tim, I will be sending you a message.
Okay, hold on. I have to. That's gonna be 20.
Yeah, definitely moving the Wait, is that a natural 20?
No, it's 2 6s, a 5. Athletics is 1, so that's 3 6s that become an 18 plus my proficiency, which is 2.
Okay.
Nice.
So she's bringing herself into position so she can get ready to strike if she hasn't already met with him.
Okay. So you use your movement, your athletics, with the 20, and I'm gonna say with that you move into position because of who you are and how deftly you just knocked that roll out to handle yourself in the canoe. You find a way to breach the gap with him, and you can make your attack now if you wish.
I will do so.
A hobbit on a watercraft is an interesting thing.
Gary.
It really is.
16.
That hits.
So the
That hits
second
the regular AC, by
that
the way. That would hit even
the
if I had
second
the
that
shield.
Willow swings and connects, Bagomir starts playing the lute version of Kung Fu Fighting.
Nice. All right, athletics. Those were these dice getting burnt out. That's a 19 on athletics.
Okay. Saved.
Whew.
It is your turn, and you just see as this missile in the water just went right at you, and whack, and you're like, whoa!
Alrighty. I will take a swing.
Everybody was canoe jousting.
So that's 2 1s. I don't know. Does that counts as a miss, right? Even if I have the modifier?
If all three numbers are 3 or lower, then it counts as a miss.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
If yeah,
So I have a 6 and 2 1s.
well then you're just do
that
the
You can
normal
still
math.
work it.
14.
That meets.
All right.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics save, please, Willow.
Okay. Which one? Okay. We're gonna do acrobatics. Okay. 15.
Meets.
Ooh.
You're good. So,
Gonna rate herself so she can position to strike again.
do it.
It's 14.
14 hits. All right.
Save, Bowen.
Yep. That is 15.
That meets.
Right.
Well, it succeeds, and I won't say meets. That's not true.
Right.
It succeeds.
Okay. All right. And Bowen.
Your turn, Bowen.
Bowen with another swing. That's 17.
That hits.
It very much hits.
Another save, Willow.
Oh boy, yeah, I failed that one.
What's the
What's
The
your
number?
total?
Oh, you need the total? 7.
feel bad?
Put up a good fight, Willow, but that
He's
last
like-
shot was enough to upend you.
Bowen looking at the upside down canoe. You okay in there?
I'm just gonna go over the bottom of the canoe.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my fair share. Okay. And she's gonna work on getting back to shore somehow.
Yeah, it's not too far. It's
Okay.
not too far. You can safely get to shore. I'm not gonna have any of you. This is not a survival game. I won't. We're not gonna go that deep.
Oh gosh.
And the winner is Bowen.
So Willow's going to find, well, not, she doesn't need to find you. She's gonna make sure she gives you a handshake, and she's grabbed a turkey leg from Will. Here he goes. The next one's on me.
He will match the handshake, but this is very important. For when he shakes Willow's hand, it's very much a thank you. Like both hands very polite, very, as like soft a handshake as this man's ever given. And then gladly accepts the turkey leg.
By the way, did Will sell any? Did Will the pony
did
sell
the
any
pony
turkey?
sell anything?
The pony
Yes.
Sell any turkey leg.
No.
Hey, Will, we got to work on your selling skills.
I'm gonna walk over to Bowen and chip him 5 gold pieces, and tell him it was a well fought match. I appreciate the contest, and I'm interested in double or nothing on the archery if at all possible.
As it. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I could definitely put up your 5 gold in the archery contest. I'm a sporting dwarf.
With that, the last match that you're not involved in happens on the other side, and the honorary drunkard won again.
Okay.
And I didn't force him to do that. He won. The dice tell a story. Bowen,
Yes.
you are in the finals against this grungy human male that you ran into earlier, the one that shoved you in the end of the prancing pony.
I believe in
So,
you.
You have a bit of a chance here at some redemption and little get back.
Ooh, get back.
So, if you will, roll me an initiative, please.
All right, here we go.
And as you're doing this, you all hear as the announcer's like, and this is the final round.
That'll be a solid 16 on the initiative.
Beats him by 1.
Ooh, let's go.
So you start off, sir.
All right. Athletics. Gonna start paddling. That's 9, 15.
15.
Yes.
Well done. So you do, in fact, move through the water. You do not close the gap close enough to strike, though.
All right.
But you are well in control of your vehicle.
Definitely gonna hold an action for when he gets in close.
You got it. He is struggling to maintain control of the canoe in the water and just gets out a few feet, and he does not get close enough on his turn.
Oh, okay.
He did not roll well.
All right. Well, I'll roll athletics.
It is your turn again.
Sheesh. 21.
Okay, so basically, very similar to what you saw in the match against Willow, you kind of parrot her, and you're kind of like, oh, I see. And you try to mimic the same technique she used with
Yep.
your paddles, and it propels you like a shot directly at him, and you go ahead and make your strike.
Okay. That'll be 12, 18.
Yes, hits.
Wow.
Easily takes the hit, lists a little bit, but comes right back and
Okay.
easily corrects himself.
Okay.
Comes back with a shot aimed at you. Also, you notice he's not aiming for the boat; he's aiming for you.
Oh. Okay.
And that will be a total of 10. Misses. And you just basically, a paddle goes like at your head. You easily duck, but you just feel the air of it.
All right. This man's got beef.
Your turn.
Another swing. Yes, let's see what we got here. 6, 8, 14.
14 does hit.
Let's go!
It is a natural 1.
Yes!
So, what do you do?
Seeing him aim at my face, I pull back like I'm gonna also aim at the face, but like right at the last second, the strike pulls downward, and I slam the canoe and topple him arse over tea kettle.
Okay, that's what happens. And he just dunks. And he doesn't come up for a second, and then there's a sputtering and a and you see as he kind of has got his arms resting on the bottom of the canoe that he was in, just like in kind of like fountain spewing some
Yep.
water out.
You okay, friend?
He just looks at you. Not your friend, dwarf.
Very well. And Bowen, with a little bit of grace, he's not gonna lower himself to this man. He's just gonna paddle his way back to land, and immediately hop out of the canoe. Yeah!
As you're paddling, you have an opportunity. Make me a perception check.
Oh, I'd love to. Hold on, let me scroll down to perception.
Bowen gonna be like the Triple Crown winner of the the festival.
17 on perception.
Okay. Briefly, for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
you see in the water a shine of gold, and it's sinking fast into the river.
Can I see how big? Like, is it like big or is it like
Coin size.
I'll go in.
You're diving in. Make me an athletics roll.
Okay. Dirty 20.
You catch up and you see that this is one of the gold coins that this person was taunting you with in the inn earlier, as it's slowly just floating down closer to the bottom of the river. You catch up with it and grab it. You have a coin in your hand.
I'm gonna paddle my way up. Sorry, I have a cat with the zoomies right now. Paddle my way up to the surface.
Okay. I'm gonna carry over the athletics check, and you swim yourself back up, and you get yourself to the shore.
I will pocket the coin and take my celebration in stride.
Okay.
Now Bagomir's playing We Are the Champions.
With that, the announcer goes, and the winner, Bowen. For some reason, he sounds like a basketball announcer. Number 17. Anyway, and they present you with a I'm gonna say a golden ore. It's not made of gold,
Right.
but you're presented with a golden ore as like a trophy. This is just a trophy, by the way. This one was for funsies.
Yes.
This was
No,
no magical properties or anything as far as.
I hold this one up and I go, I am the master of land and sea.
You do hear as the hobbit that was doing the announcing goes, as is customary, what we were hoping we could do with this event, sir. If you would be interested in returning to the festival a year from now to defend your championship.
Oh, absolutely.
Very well, sir. We look forward to seeing you next year. And he kind of shakes your hand.
Greets it with a firm grip.
Well, and you kind of overhear him kind of talking to some of the people who are starting to disperse, and he's still kind of hyping up the event, kind of like, well, I think that went well. It was a new event this year, and it seems that everyone took a liking to it. And with that, you guys have a little bit of time here. The floor is yours. Anything you want to say or do? I'm giving you some free time here.
So, Mr. Bowen, let me get this right. This was, what was the first thing you said? Baron of Boars.
Baron of Boars.
And Master of Land and Sea.
Master of Land and Sea.
Are there any other titles you want me to put in your song?
I am also the son of Owen. He was a dwarven hero.
Oh, Owen, I'm familiar with him.
Yes, I am Bowen, son of Owen. No extra titles past that just yet. That's kind of the reason I'm here. I'm trying to not earn a keep, but show that I can live up to Dad's name. As he is
Agamir just
actively
kind of
like
nods along.
he's like dumping his boots with water out. He's fixing the mustache. Finally puts his jacket back on. It is freezing. Oh, it feels so good.
It's not that bad.
Well, I guess you were in the water for a short time.
Willow would like to look at the various different hobbits that are in the crowd, just to see if she recognizes any by sight or by sound.
Give me an investigation check.
And while she's peering about, Bagomir is also head on a swivel for guy with the blue pot from earlier, just because he's like stuck in the back of his brain.
Investigation 12.
12. No one really hits you as noticeable. Nobody in the way of prominent figures from the Shire or anybody that you would be related to. Doesn't mean that they're not here, just means that you don't see them immediately. It is a large crowd of people.
And plus, we're still over by the canoe jousting, and not that many hobbits are interested in water. So,
Very true.
Yeah, Renyor has his stuff kind of laid out. He's letting it dry. He does not like water. I'm not a big fan of being drenched, and so he's got his stuff kind of laid out, and he's rallying himself to put on a performance at the archery competition.
is it laid out on Will
It'd be funny
like-
if it was. I mean,
as a hanger situation?
a hat on his ears, and then the coat on his back, and all that.
Will of the Pony. I love it.
Bowen will give him a playful pat on the back. Good job out there. I was worried. I don't know how elves do in water.
Yes, I mean, well fought, spirit of the competition and such.
Oh, very well done.
As you guys are walking, Renor, you notice the ranger that you spoke to earlier is kind of in the group that you guys are kind of congregating in, going towards the archery competition, and he kind of nods to you and towards you, Bo, and you see this stranger, kind of dirty blonde hair, a little bit of scruff, and brown and green leathers, noticeable sword at the hip. Just say, was well done at the river. Very understanding.
Thank you. Can I roll history or old lore? Your pick. Actually, can I please make it old lore and see if I recognize this gentleman?
Yes, absolutely.
May I also join in on that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, that's a good roll. 16 on the old lore.
Also 16.
Let's go.
So some basic knowledge that both of you, just from looking at him, ranger from the north, definitely has that that aura about him of a little wilder, living off the land, kind of a wandering sentinel. The reputation of them for both of you, you know that they garner a certain level of respect.
Not knowing exactly who. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Not knowing exactly who the person is specifically, but remembering that his cousin did travel with a ranger from the north. He gives him a very, very polite nod, and thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the festival.
Indeed. So far, I have.
Bagomir, again having a passing familiarity with at least one very famous ranger, will say something to the effect of, "Sir, I'm given to understand your people want to perform miraculous deeds and go on wonderful journeys. I would love to sit down and smoke a pipe with you and hear some of your stories."
Some of us have more stories than others, but certainly. Perhaps after the archery competition.
Oh, are you going to be competing?
I believe I will.
Well, then I look forward to joining you in the list. I believe our Master Dwarf and Master Elf here will also be joining. What about you, Willow?
I'll be joining.
All right. So, very similar to the events before, there is a field of people competing. However, we're going to be focusing on you guys. So.
Willow, do they make hobbit-sized bows?
Yes, I've got one. And she takes it out of the other side of the saddlebag. Got one right here. Made my dad.
Oh, would you look at that? Would you mind?
Of course, handle with care.
So Bagomir wants to see if the draw weight is comparable.
Comparable? It would be a little lighter. Because to Bagomir, it would to you it would handle, I think, like a short bow, but it's a normal bow for her.
Gotcha.
It's good enough for rabbits. Might be good enough for this.
At the comment of "Do they make hobbit-sized bows?" Bowen will exclaim, "They make ones for dwarves for certain, cousin!" And he'll reach out for his cousin to hand him a dwarven longbow.
Indeed, yeah, he does.
Amazing the things technology can do these days.
It was me mom's.
I mean, I've got a longbow that I've donned as well.
Yeah, and
that is all fancy with jewels.
Mm-hmm. It's all golden, or it's kind of red with some highlights in there. It's very pretty.
I would like to, as a treasure hunter, would it be fair to say that I have an eye for, whether or not those are real jewels on that bow? I try to clock this man's drip. Is he just facing or?
Oh wow. I think that's insight.
If anything about Renyor's fit is fake, it is not the bow. He's fitted head to toe with gold highlights and green wear, and then this bow is with red, a very contrasting look. It's as much a statement piece as it is a weapon, and a very fine one at that.
That's a solid 15 insight. I assume I pick up on all that.
Pretty much what he's saying. You can pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be any fool's gold there. There's wealth.
So the bow is legit. Is there anything else that isn't legit?
Just his personality.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ow.
Dang. Ooh. I felt that.
All right. If we don't mind, just for this, we go ahead and roll some initiative, just so we have an order.
Yikes.
Uh, 14 for Bagomir.
Okay.
12 for Bowen.
10 for Willow.
7.
It's okay. You're just saving the best for last.
Right.
Yes, chat. We did intend to go in reverse order.
Right?
That's how it works. All right, so the ranger is going first. You see, is this kind of well-worn longbow is pulled from his back. He notches an arrow and lets it go. It finds purchase. It doesn't hit a bullseye, but it's fairly accurate. You see, as the arrow hits like I'll say that not the bullseye ring, but the second ring, and it hits like the top of the red ring.
Nice.
And he just kind of goes, that wind was a little more than I thought it was. And he kind of leans on the longbow.
How far away are the targets?
Roughly, I'd do it like 30 paces. Really, like, we'll say like 30, 40 feet.
Okay, cool. So is it Bagmere?
Next, I'm sorry. Yes, next up is Bagomir. Bowen, you're on deck.
That's good. That's slightly not better. 16?
16. So, still in that outer ring, but closer, further in towards the bullseye. Bagomir, as your arrow hits your target, and the ranger kind of nods, kind of impressive.
Thank you, sir. You're not so bad yourself.
Bowen, you are next.
Alrighty. 12.
12. Okay, you hit what I would consider the blue ring.
Yep.
So you didn't miss the target, and you didn't just hit the target. You at least got in the outer ring.
Right.
It keeps you in that round.
Keeps me in.
Yeah. Willow, you're up. Renor, you're on deck.
All right. Let me make sure I can see here. So rolling the hit. $14.
Okay, so 14. You do hit that very similar to where the ranger hit. So you do hit that middle circle.
Nice.
Not the bullseye, but the middle ring.
Mm-hmm.
You are good for this round.
Yes.
Well struck.
Renyor is aiming straight for the bullseye.
Okay.
$19.
19.
Nice.
Basically, your arrow hits the bullseye ring, but not flush in the middle. It's like up and to the right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the most accurate shot thus far.
Ooh.
I'll turn and kind of give a sly smile to Bowen.
I heard
But-
elven archers or something of formidable competition.
I'd keep my eye on that ranger if I were you.
It seems that everyone here is at least somewhat skilled with a bow. Makes this interesting. You see as the ranger starts to pull another arrow, and all of you have made it through that first round, and you do see some of the others are people who missed the target completely. You see a couple where like an arrow missed the hit the target, but didn't hit the rings. You see one or two where an arrow completely flew off into the bushes, one against the tree. Tree near the where the targets are. So next round, we're back to the top of the order. The ranger is gonna go. And he does much better this time. Total of 17. And this time he hits, and he's like just on the outside of the bullseye ring. He's still in the middle ring, but it's much closer to the bullseye. And he goes, better. I'm getting a better feel for it. And that brings us to Bagomir and Bones on deck.
That was. Why can I not math right now? 17.
17. So very similar placement on your arrow as well. It's not in the bullseye. It's just missing the bullseye, but in that inner ring of the target. And we'll say for yours, it's like lower to the left, but it's more accurate of a shot. And both you and the ranger are safe right now.
Bowen's turn.
Is it me?
Bowen is up, then
Oh.
Willow.
I thought you said Nolan's turn. I was like, I don't think so.
Bowen. All right. That's better. That's not great. 15.
15. Okay. So you hit that middle ring, and it's like right in the middle of the middle ring. It's to the right on the target, but you're like right in the middle of that the red ring.
Alrighty.
I think I got the color right.
Okay. 15.
Willow, very similar for your target as well. You're in that second ring, about midway, and it's kind of directly down on the target. But right now, you and Bowen are on the cusp here. Renor, you're next.
20.
Dirty or natural?
Don't know what natural would look like. It's a 6 and a 4 plus a 6 and a 4. Because my modifier is +6 to hit.
I guess natural for this would be 3 6s.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, yeah, because you can't really get the best you can do on the dice is 18. So, dirty 20 in that case.
But we'd have to double check that.
Two 6s.
2 6s.
I don't have 2 6s. They've got a 6, a 4, and a 4.
Okay. Well, still with a 20,
Mm-hmm.
you're bullseye, and it's like a hair off dead center. A hair, like the length of a the width of a feather off of dead center. You notice Willow and Bowen is that eliminates you two.
Nice.
There goes my triple.
So
crown.
Bowen, no sweep for you.
There goes my triple crown.
Yeah. And you notice is a great part of the rest of the field is eliminated with the accuracy that's being displayed here. Between now, there's only a few left, plus Bagomir, Renar, and the Ranger. So we'll go back to the top of the order. And you see this time as the Ranger pulls an arrow and he goes, "This is starting to get interesting." And he pulls the arrow back and takes a moment to aim. And you see an arrow fly through and hit the target. And then you all look at it and at first you marvel at it because it was an extremely accurate shot. And then you look over to the ranger and he's never released the arrow.
Oh.
And then you notice Willow as an arrow lands near the ground near you. And now you start hearing.
Whoa.
And as you all wheel about, you see as volleys of arrows are being shot, you see several buildings in Brie are on fire. And you see a band of goblins have attacked the festival.
Dagamir just immediately shouts out, "Raiders, take cover!"
And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Oh man.
Oh.
How dare you?
Very well done, Tim. Very well done. Oh. Well, let me get our stream in order here. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for episode 1 of Lord of the Rings, Prince of Shadows, here on Kirbside Network. We greatly appreciate everyone who watched tonight. I've been keeping an eye on the chat. Y'all have been blowing this thing up all night into the last event. So thank you so much for your interaction. Thank you so much for your time, for your views. We greatly appreciate all of you. We will be back, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, next Friday, correct?
Next Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll be back next Friday, same time, same channel, 8 o'clock Central Standard for everyone. And we will see you all next week. Thank you so much for liking, for supporting.
Thank you.
Follow all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Do not miss any of our uploads. And we'll see you guys